Hello, my dear little children. Those who are studying in grade 6. After a long time, I know that you are at home with your parents and even no schooling. Anyhow, I have decided to help you by bringing you a very important question paper and a discussion with the discussion of the answers for the questions. Here I have set a paper on the vision and light and vision, and there are four questions actually. Before listening or watching the discussions that I am bringing here right now, you can answer the questions. There are four questions. So first you answer them and then uh, see whether your answers are correct. So this is the paper. First you can see on the screen the question paper is there. If you don't have the question paper with you, you can do two things. One, just send me a WhatsApp request so then I can send you it as a PDF file, or else as it is seen on the screen, you can copy it down and then answer the questions before watching this video. This is the second part of the question paper. You can get it out. There are four questions. All the questions are set on this unit. The unit discusses about the unit 5. It discusses about the light and vision. So the first question, as you can see, the first question suggests what is the organ related to our vision? What is the organ related to our vision? Your answer is correct. I know that you are very clever in answering. It is eye. We have two eyes to see the things around us. Second question. What are the two essential things to see something? Very well. There are two things required for us to see something. They are a healthy eye, and light. If you can have both, then you can see something. And moving to the third question, light is an energy. Why it is not considered as matter? I will make a little correction over here. Why is it not considered as matter? Well, this is a bit cunning question. You know that it is the normal way to ask about the characteristics of the matter. Rather than not asking in that way, the question is set. Why light is not considered as matter? Yes. You know, when it is matter, matter has the basic two characteristics. They are the matter occupies space and the matter has mass. What about light? Light is an energy. Light does not have mass and light does not occupy space. So the correct answer is light. It should be capital. Light doesn't, D-O-E-S, does not occupy space. And the second one, light doesn't have, does not have mass. So light is considered as an energy. Yes, my dear little children, when you think of our world, the world is made of these two basic things. Wherever you go and whatever the things you see, they belong to either mass or energy. The whole world is set. You just get soil, water, air, trees, plants, animals, all these objects belong to the matter. And light, heat, then electricity. They belong to the energy. Well, moving to the other questions. Question number 4. Why the moon is not considered as a luminous object? Why is the moon not considered as a luminous object? To make it a question, you need to have uh, the helping verb in front of the subject. Why is the moon not considered as a luminous object? Well, to uh, to make it a luminous object, it should be able to emit light by itself. Now let's see what happened here. This is the Earth, and this is the Sun. The Sun is far away in the universe. Then the moon is in the sky. The moon is in the sky, and the observer is here, and the observer gets the dark time because you can't see the sunlight. You can't see the sunlight. So when it is during the night time, the sun is no more in the sky, and the light rays that comes from the sun falls on the moon and is reflected to us. So we get the sun's light, but not in a straight way. It is reflected by the moon. So during the night time, we can see that the moon gives us light, or moon emits light. But it is not a fact to say that the moon is a luminous object. So the answer here is moon does not produce its own light. The answer is the moon doesn't produce its own light. So moving to the next question, question number 5. Question number 5. What are the three types of objects that can be divided according to the ability or inability of passing the light through? Well, if you can remember the experiments that we did to see this one, we did an experiment. The experiment was set like this. There's a candle and the candle flame. Then there's a cardboard. There's a cardboard with a small hole for us to see through, and our eyes kept over here. In the position X, we could keep different objects that we wanted to observe. It may be a sheet of aluminium, a cardboard, a plain glass, or decorative glass, something like that. So when you keep it in the position X and see through the hole, you could observe, or you sometimes could not observe, the following things. Number one, if you could, sometimes you could see the candle flame and the light. If you could see both, those objects were put into one category. Second, you could not see the candle flame. No, you could not see the candle flame, but you could see the light. You could see the light. And the third category, you could not see the flame or light. None of them. none of them could see. So according to these three types, the things are divided into three. You know that. You can shout it out and tell me, even though I can't hear you. Yeah, the first category is transparent objects. Second one, translucent object. And the third, opaque, opaque object. Sometimes I have heard that our little friends state opaque. It's not opaque, it is opaque. And we'll go to the second question, the main question, second one. Light travels in a very narrow path. Such a narrow path is named as a ray of light. Question number one. Draw a ray of light. Well, when you're drawing any diagram related to the science, make sure to take the pencil and take a ruler and the pencil, then draw a straight line. I'm sorry, I will take black color. A straight line. Then you must show the direction of the light traveling. So this is a light ray or ray of light. Second, draw a beam of light. Draw a beam of light. When you are drawing a beam of light, you must draw several light rays, something like this. You can have several light rays, something like this. So you can have several light rays, 1, 2, 3. So this is a beam of light. The second question asks, draw a beam of light. But there are some other two beams of lights as well. They are one, the beam of light that all the light rays come to one point. This is converging beam of light, and this is the opposite of that diverging beam of light. So there are three types of beams of light. One, parallel beam of light, converging beam of light, and diverging beam of light. So our answer is only this one. And when we move to the third one, it is an experiment. It is an experiment. Right, it says, write the conclusion of the following experiment. What's that experiment? A torch is used, a comb is used, and you can see the light rays, the light of the torch is converted into light rays. So the conclusion of this experiment is that light is made of a collection of light rays. A collection of light rays. So that is the conclusion of the third answer. So moving to the fourth one. Light travels in a straight path. Draw a diagram of an experiment to show that light travels in a straight path. It's so simple. How can I show you? If you can remember the experiments that we did. The experiment. Again, sorry about that. Again, you wanted to draw the fourth one, a candle and the candle flame, then two cardboards with a small hole and a supporter to hold it up, a small hole over here. Then take a string, a smaller string, and put that string through the holes to make all the holes in a same line on the same path, and then keep your eyes over here and observe. You have to remove uh, the the string and then look through the holes. You can see the light if all the holes are in a straight path. If it is not in a straight path, you can't see. So what you can do is you just remove the middle one. You can change. Oh, 1 second. You can change the position of the middle cardboard. Change the position of the middle cardboard and try to see the candle flame. No, you can't see. So what you have to draw is the experiment, this one. What type of we can move to the fifth question. Question number 5. What type of beam of light is emitted by an electric torch? Well, we discuss about the beam of light. Actually, this is not in your syllabus, but as a students, those who are very much curious on the things around in us and want to learn different things, it is better to know these facts, because the torch is a usual instrument that we use in our domestic purposes. So as a very curious students, those who want to be a scientist in future and want to know how it happens, because science is what and how, knowing what and knowing how. So what type of beam of light is emitted by an electric torch? The answer is, it is over here. If you could remember, this type of, this is the one, the answer. So we can write the beam, diverging beam of light. Diverging beam of light is the answer. Well, moving on to the third question. The third question on the other side of your paper says there are different uses of light. Light is used for a process which is very important for the organisms. The process, the light, organism. When we think of these three facts, we can remember the process. It is nothing but, it is nothing but photosynthesis. The process is photosynthesis. Then we have the courage of answering the questions based on this photosynthesis process. Let's see what they are. What are the questions and the answers? Question number 1. Question number 1. Write 2 organisms which can do the above process. The photosynthesis can be done by the green plants. So I write the answer, mango, and I like to write the name of that very tiny organism, greenish, living in the aquatic environment. Yes, it is algae. A-L, oh, I wrote T, A-L-G-A-E, algae. And the second question. Write 2 external factors essential for the process. I like to draw a plant over here, the green plant. So when I am drawing this, I can remember the time that you are spending at home with your parents, right? The COVID-19, it's a pandemic, and we don't know when and how it comes our doorsteps and asking us to go into the hospital. So be careful when associating the people and stay at home We as a teachers, we are helping you stay at home rather than stay in a boring period of time, a very interesting, useful period of time you can spend with us, because we are discussing the answers, we are discussing about the science and how to bring some of the lessons which is very much useful for you in your science studies in future. So keep your eyes on, and sometimes you can send me a WhatsApp message. Are you going to give us some more discussions like that? The answer is yes, yes. So I will try my best to help you, because I have lots of little friends of your age who are studying from me. Likewise, I like to help uh, the little friends, those who are in grade 6 in 2020, living throughout the world, maybe in Jaffna, Trinco, Batticalow, and Hambantota, Kalambu, Nigambu, Kandy, Norelia, wherever you are staying, I'm ready to help you. Right. A little break, and coming back to the question number 2, right? Two external factors essential for the process. It needs sunlight as a source of energy, and it needs carbon dioxide. I write the symbol carbon dioxide, CO2. A little lazy to write the long word. And water from the soil. Water from the soil. So I write H2O. Oh, it should be blue color. I will write blue. H2O. So water and carbon dioxide are the external sources. So I write the answer A, carbon dioxide, B, water. So these are the two external factors that is essential for the process of photosynthesis. And going to the third question, why can't the above organisms do the above process during night time? Oh, it's such a joke to ask the question like that, because during the night time we know that no sun, no sunlight. So the answer is, as there is no sunlight. As there is no sunlight, plants cannot produce food, or or above organism. Oh, I must answer my question according to the questions asked. So as there is no sunlight, above organisms cannot, above organisms cannot do the above process. Cannot do the above process. See how I answer. Cannot do the above process. You know that you must read the question and then write the answer according to the question, not according to your wish. Okay, moving to the fourth question. In which way the energy is stored by the above process? Well, the sunlight carries the energy, and it is given to the plant. The plant, by photosynthesis process, convert that sunlight into the energy, that is chemical energy, actually stored in the food. So the correct answer, the energy is, the energy, energy is stored as food, as chemical energy in food, as chemical energy in food. Right. And fifth one, because of the above process, another thing which is important for the organism is also produced. What is it? When I go back to the diagram we draw, you know, it emits some other important thing to the environment, that is oxygen. We need oxygen for our respiration, so the oxygen is supplied by the plants. So the correct answer is oxygen gas. Long years ago, where by the time the earth was created, and no organisms, no oxygen. But suddenly very tiny organisms like bacteria were created on the earth, especially in the sea, but still no oxygen. Once the green, green, tiny organisms were created and they started to do the photosynthesis process, oxygen gas was created. And that's how the oxygen came into the atmosphere of the earth. So, well, we will be moving to the last question, children. It is the most important one and it is the discussion. So I'm not going to write the answers here, only the discussion. I do believe that you have already discussed with your adults and friends and gained the answers for this one. I'm going to help you in a little way. In which way the ancient people used light for the communication? Well, in the ancient time, the life was such simple, you know, that it's not that much of complicated like this because all these technological appliances and instruments have put us all in a very complex way of life, way of living. But those days, you know, this is a very greenish area, right? And it's a forest and the distance may be 30 kilometers, 50 kilometers, and there might be a hill or mountain area and another mountain far away in the far end. So the messenger staying over here might set on a fire over here, and the messenger who is staying at the next mountain might read the message given by the fire here. The messenger who is staying in this mountain would send a message to the other one. So that messenger might set the fire on his mountain and will send it to the other. Something like that. The fire is used for communication. Not only that, they might have used very reflective surfaces like very shiny metallic surfaces and maybe the plain mirrors to reflect the sun's light a straight way to the messenger. So the messenger might get the sun's light by the reflected sun's light. So the message could be sent in that way as well. Well, you might be thinking that why is smoke? Smoke also they use. Yes, the correct answer is okay, but if you think of the answers over here, it is not applicable because in which way the ancient people use light for the communication. So the light is highlighted. So I'm talking about the light. Explain how the light is used for activities associated with the sea. My little friends, those who are living close to the sea areas and their parents might be dealing with the matters affairs in the sea, maybe fishermen or maybe naval people. So you might know that the how dangerous it is to travel in the sea, how risky it is to be in the sea during the night time. You can't find a land You can't find a land area because there's no any way of finding the path. But as we know that there may be a lighthouse fixed at the edge of the land with a very powerful light which can a powerful bulb which can emit a very bright sharp light to the sea. So the people in the sea can see this light and understand that, oh my god, there is a land closer by, why don't you go, why don't you sail in that way? So lighthouse help in finding the in the affairs associated with the sea. Not only that, during the period of time that these people are staying in the sea, it is very dark because there's no light, and they can use a lantern or maybe the bulb or torch, electric torch, to get the light in the sea while they are staying. So that is also done. And the third question, what is the relationship between the light and the internet? Light and internet. Internet is totally depend on the data that transferred from one place to another. How can the data be transferred? There are different methods. It is the traditional way to use the metallic medium to send wires through the wires, but the scientists could experience that there is a delay when you send something through a metallic structure, and now they know that they have studied the speed of the light. So when you think of the light, there are two behaviors of light. One is reflecting when it meets with another surface, another medium, so it is reflected. But there is another phenomena called refraction of light. That light bends when it wants to travel from one medium to another, especially if the light travels from the air to the water, it bends. Like so, by using this refraction theory, scientists have built up a special way of sending the messages, that is optic fibers. So the optic fibers are used to send a laser beam, a laser light through this small, very tiny fiber. And the fibers are connected all the countries together. Even Sri Lanka is connected to the USA, UK, Australia, or whatever the country is available, and the message are sent through this optic fiber. So the correct answer here, what is the relationship between the light and the internet? Yes, the optic fibers are used to send and receive the data from one place to another. So internet depends on the optic fibers. And you have sometimes you might have experience of slow internet when if you are using the Wi-Fi or mobile network, but if you are using the fiber line, the speed of the internet is very fast. Well, that's also done. And the fourth one, what are the latest applications of light in the medical field? Well, in the medical field, there are different instruments used, but this they can use they can use a special instrument called step oscilloscope. Not that one. They can use. I forgot that name as you forgot it. Well, yes, I have the endoscope. Sorry about that, forgetting the word. Endoscope is a very a small camera, very tiny camera used to observe the internal body structure. This endoscope takes the light which is sent through the optic fiber into the body and get the reflection. This light might reflect on the internal organs and then take it back to the special computer set outside the body. So you can get the picture of the internal organs. So the mistake that I made, forgetting the word, it is endoscope. So what are the latest applications of the light in the medical field to make the endoscope? And there are some more other things, and you can find out them later. Oh, the last one. Right, two organisms which do not use light for their daily activities. However, write how the light is indirectly useful for them. Yes, the organisms, the animals which come during the night time, and they don't use light to see. They only make the sound waves to find out the direction, the food, and their members. But they use food for their energy. So the energy they use from the food is stored from the sun. So the sunlight is indirectly used by them to get the food. As the sunlight sends the energy to the plants, and the plants send it to the organisms of the nocturnal, the animals those who come during the night time. So those are the answers for the four questions, and I do believe that you might have learned something from me throughout this discussion. There may be some more discussions like that. You can get them out from the videos like that I prepare. Meantime, you can join with me, use the information that appeared on the screen, so you can straightway contact me for better communication. Until then, stay at home, be safe, and don't go out even though your adults ask you to do so. Hey, son and daughter, let's have a party with our relatives, you may say. Now, let's stay at home. And thank you very much for listening to me. Bye. Have a nice day.